Hello everyone, today I want to set up a massive drilling operation with these mining drones, which means for that we are going to need a better power outlet or power extender, as well as more auto storage and of course more of these platforms. As for the power extenders, we would need aluminum. We can actually easily get that now, or actually we already have a lot of it already. Then we are also going to need gold wire and processing units. And just more processing units. Alright, let's see what those took again. Chromium and silver ore. Silver ore is being auto-mined right now, so that is pretty good. So basically all we need to get is gold as well as chromium ourselves. And while we're here, let's also get our mining upgrade. Now also notice that our last module, we needed steel for. This is for water overlay. However, currently we don't have any water pipes, so that doesn't really matter. The other plan I have in mind is upgrading this rover to have a lot more power on it. That way we can get bikes, which are currently the fastest vehicles, because this goes pretty slow, as well as checking out another base. Right, and right now, let's look for some gold and chromium. And this over here, because I don't think I spotted this before. No, it's a new memory. You spoke of a world that could begin again, of life continuing, even if humanity could not. One that they already tried and failed. Well, that's pretty sad. Well, I found a huge gold deposit right next to where we want to get the bikes. Also, that right there was steel that was blocking our way up. I guess while we're here anyway, we may as well check it out now that we have the medium mining laser. I'm not sure what we're gonna find up here. It doesn't really look like there is much here or anything really. So if anything, it's probably just more lore. Yeah, it's they're landing pods. Well, we already read this one. This one is new. They poured everything into it. Time, power, faith. There would be no second attempt. They aimed at the sky, hoping to stop what they didn't understand. Right, and then there was another one. I'm guessing we can interact with this too? Nope. Alright, so only 2 out of the 3 are actual data recovery parts. Alright, in that case, let's move on again. Well, looking around here, there seem to be a couple of these vaults. One that we have the time, which, okay. Guess it was good enough. But I thought I saw another one around here. Yeah, it's down here. Requires exactly 1.9 power. Seems like if you're 1 off, that's good enough. What was this? A stool. Alright, we finally found a little bit of chromium. Alright, we have returned. So let's see, what would be the first order of business? I think a couple of auto storages would be good to start out with. And we can only make 2 of them, eh? Let's get up some aluminum. Put that in there. That creates a aluminum ingot. And with that we can get the power extender tier 3. Which is going to be good to have around here. Alright, seems like that's all it can hold for now. We have a couple items left. Guess I'll just place those over here. Alright, since our secondary goal is to get the bikes, we would need to get wagon tier 2s, as well as more battery modules. It seems like the wagon tier 2 basically costs us silver as well as aluminum. And the power cell's just a bit of copper as well as sulfur, so those aren't too bad currently. So I think what we should be doing is prioritize 1 more drill right now, which basically means processor unit. Let's place that right around here as well. Well, we're able to anyway. And like I have to be around here. Kinda sucks. Let's set this one to aluminum. You can go, because this one was set to silver, I'm pretty sure. But then they should both fill up this auto storage. Well, we basically have infinite of that. I think before we're going to create more drills and auto storages, I think it would be good to get those bikes, because that way I can move a lot faster. So I'm pretty sure we needed 1000 power, so we need at least 5 battery tier 2s. And then have another one, so 6, because we would need to power the car as well. So we already have 1, so it's basically 5 more. So we need 10 power cells, but we also require more wagons. So we need some silver wire and aluminum ingots. And we need a total of 3 of those. Let's start making some ingots, as well as silver wire, which currently seems to be going pretty slow. I'm guessing that's because silver is pretty far away. But hey, that is fine for now. We're gonna have to go out and gather some materials anyway. However, we do have enough for 2 wagon tier 2s. Now place them the other way around, so... Why can't I not connect these up? Okay, let's say I want to do it the other way around then. That seems to be fine. Alright, now it's time to gather up a bunch of supplies for the power cells. And the main thing we need for that is copper, as it's copper and sulfur, but we had a bunch of sulfur. I have noticed the problem with the drill, though. I think we have to put it on the actual... Well, I would say the rover, but we're gonna switch out the bike soon. We should just have it on the first wagon instead. Because now I have to drag the cart along a lot farther. Alright, this is the last bit of sulfur I have, so we can make 3 more. Which ain't a whole lot, and that's technically only enough for 1 more battery. Actually, do they even give the same amount of power? It says it stores 200, right? But when I go to the car, it says it has, like, over 3,000. And something is draining it slowly, which is kind of weird. Was that us? No, I guess it was eventually taking stuff out of the car, I guess. Oh, but now it actually shows a proper amount. And it also includes our battery. Okay, so when it's hooked up to the system, that's probably why it displayed so much power. That was the full amount we had in the base. Alright, well, we need 2 more. Let's go gather up some sulfur. Finish this task up. Alright, 1 more power cell. Adds another battery. And I guess we could take off the storage of this back one, right? That is just a bit cheaper that way. So we don't have to make a whole new wagon. And we can make the storage tier 2 later again. Now let's hope that we have enough in reserve, because it seems like most of our batteries are already drained. However, these are tier 3 batteries, so they should hold a lot more power. Alright, that's good enough. Seems like we still have a bunch. Let's go get ourselves some bikes. Alright, we have arrived. Let's take a cable. Plug it in the door. Requires 1000 power, but now we have it. Charging. There we go. And we don't have a whole lot left. Come on, open up fast. Open this hanger up. So there's 2 bikes. Sadly, I don't think we can pull these along with our car. If I understand how this system works, you can only pull them from the front. Yeah, it doesn't seem to move. Well, let's see what the data is here. Time passes without sound or sight. Somewhere deep inside me, something small remained awake. There was nothing else. From the first time ever. Or for the first time ever. Alright. The sun vanished behind the dust. Darkness swallowed everything, including us. One by one, the others went silent. I knew it was my turn to see darkness. Oh, that ain't fun, man. Alright, well, we cannot pull our bike along. We should be able to pull the rest along, right? No? That kinda sucks. Alright, let's see how fast this can go, though. It goes about 6 miles an hour faster, which is basically 50% faster, so that's actually really good. Alright, with 1 brought back, I see that we ran into an issue. We're not storing any power. Alright, these solar panels are working at full capacity, so... I wonder if that means we were working off stored power this entire time. Let's see if we can make another one. Silver wire and some glass. Shouldn't be too expensive. We don't have power. Right, yeah, that would be a problem, wouldn't it? How much are these drills consuming, then? 2. Yeah, I can see that then, because these are producing 2. But we're taking slightly more as well, because we have the auto storages. Alright, let's get some regolith. Start up the old-fashioned generator. Alright, it seems to be slow, but it's working. I might get my rover back real quick. Alright, we're back at the garage. The other bike is fun, I think, to have, but we don't really need it. Having 1 is good enough, unless we lose that one somehow. I also don't think we require this much power, so there might be some deleting we can do, which saves up a bunch of resources. Alright, so for example, we don't need this battery then. We don't need the rover. We don't need the back wagon. And with all that stuff, we can actually create a proximity charger. So now we no longer have to be hooked up to a cable. Let's also remove this front battery. And then delete the mining laser. Of course, put the mining laser back. But then on this front wagon. We can hook this up to the bike. And we are good. Now, forget to add the storage back on here. We might add that later on a separate wagon. Alright, I'm looking at all of this, and I think it needs a major rework. Because it's like all over the place. So let's start by destroying heaters. Well, honestly, let's just start destroying everything. Alright, the base is looking a lot cleaner like this. So this is all the storage we got. Back here are the batteries, up there are the solar panels. They look a little wonky, but they're on the hill, so it's fine. I currently have them set to deliver a bunch of silver. Here's the annoying part, even though I want them to store it in here. They prefer this one, I guess, because it doesn't have anything in it yet. But in order to make more mining drills, we're going to require some chromium. Let's charge up our vehicle. And let's go. Now, I don't think I'll be making a storage for every single item. That'd be a bit crazy at the moment. But I can see me doing that once we have access to the tier 2 version of those mining drones, because then we can get chromium and gold pretty much for free. Oh, found another one of these vaults. What's inside? A bench. Nice. Alright, time to expand our drone empire. The annoying thing is this space right here is not really flat. I can't really build them nicely anywhere. This one can go fetch some regolith. And I guess we may as well make one for sulfur as well. So there we go. And then I would like to get one more, so we have a total of 5 drones. However, fitting this one in could be a bit more problematic. Yeah, as expected, I'm gonna have to put this one all the way out here. Set this one for silica, which means that the only thing we're not auto mining is copper as well as iron. But those are 2 things we don't really require often anymore. And I really wish there could be like a white and blacklist system on this, man. So how much power do you guys think this is consuming during the night? Let's see, these are barely functioning anymore as the sun is going down. 11.5. Yeah, look at how fast that's draining, though. And then there's still a few things we haven't even put back on here either, which is this, the Terraform Analyzer. Although I guess it doesn't consume any power, so that's good, but look how quickly it drains. I don't think we're gonna last the night with that. That's crazy. This many tier-free batteries, and it's not enough power? Well, now that I look at it, it might just about do it. And then in the morning, it can charge back up, because it's already starting to get power back at 4 a.m. or 2 a.m. It was really early, so this is just about enough. Yeah, looking at it, it will definitely keep up long enough. It's actually going a lot slower than it looks, which is good. However, I'm going to be leaving it off over here. We pretty much did everything that's currently available in the game, meaning we're going to have to wait for an update. But I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everyone.